Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well today. Today we are going to be learning countries, nationalities, and languages. What are countries, nationalities, and languages? Well, let me give you an example. For example, Turkey is the country Turks or Turkish is a nationality, and the language is Turkish. I'm going to go ahead and write that here for you, and that is the language. So, the country is Turkey, the nationality is Turks or Turkish, and the language is Turkish. So, let's get started. Our first country is Afghanistan. Sorry about that. Afghanistan. That is the country. The nationality is Afghan. That is the nationality. And the language is also Afghan. For Afghanistan, the country is Afghanistan, the nationality is Afghan, and the language is Afghan. Moving on to our next country is Albania. And the nationality is Albanian. And the language, sorry about that. Let me go ahead and correct that. I'm supposed to write country here. The nationality is Albanian. Also, the language is also the same. It's Albanian as well. So I'm going to go ahead and write language. Language and nationality. Our third country is Algeria. That is a country. The nationality and the language is Algerian. Language and nationality. So moving on. Argentina is the sorry about that, is the country nationality is sorry about that, is Argentine or Argentinian. Is Argentine or Argentinian. That is the nationality. And the language is Argentinian. Or Spanish. Language. Moving on to our next country is Armenia. That is the country the nationality and the language is Armenian. Armenian. Language and nationality. In most cases, the language and the nationality will be the same for several countries. For example, Armenia, the language and the nationality is the same. Same with Turkey is Turkish and Turkish for the language and nationality. Moving on to our next country is Australia. And many people get this confused with Austria many times. So Australia is in the southern hemisphere and Austria is in Europe. Just to make that more clear for you guys. Australia, the national, this the country. Australian is their language and nationality. Moving on to my next country is Austria. Like I said, Austria is in Europe. Austria, that is the country. Austrian is the country and the nationality. Moving on to my next country is Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan. that is the country. Azerbaijani is the nationality and the country. Moving on to my next country. Moving on to my next country is Bangladesh. Bangladesh. That is the country. It's a very small country in mid-Asia, located next to India. Their nationality and language is Bangladeshi. Bangladeshi. That is, sorry about that. That is nationality and language. Moving on to my next country is Belgium. Now, Belgium is one of those countries with that has many languages. I'm going to be showing those to you momentarily. Belgium. Belgium is the country. It's also located in Europe. Belgium. The nationality is Belgian. Let's not get that confused with Belgium. There's an end at the end of that. That is the nationality. Despite Belgium being a very small country, it has 3 different languages. They are Dutch, German, and French. These are the official languages of Belgium. So I'm going to go ahead and write languages, since there are 3 languages that are spoken in Belgium. Moving on to our next country is Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina. That is the country. And the language there, the language and the nationality is Bosnian. Bosnian. Language and nationality. Moving on to our next country is Brazil. Brazil, and that is the country. The nationality and the language is Brazilian. So I'm going to go ahead. Brazilian. And as sometimes The language can be Portuguese. Actually, it is Portuguese, but they say it's Brazilian Portuguese, so I'm just going to put that in parentheses there. Is nationality. And language. Moving on to our next country is Cambodia. 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 And that is the country, Cambodia. Cambodian is the language and the nationality of Cambodia. Cambodian. Is language and nationality. Moving on to our next country is Canada. Good old Canada. Canada. And that is the country. Canadian is their nationality. Canadian. Nationality. And their languages are English and French. This is one of the countries that has two languages. One of them is English and the other one is French. Moving on to our next country. It is China. China. That is the country. Their nationality and language is Chinese. Chinese. Nationality and language. So the country is China. Their nationality and language is Chinese. Moving on to our next country is Colombia. Colombia is in South America. Colombia. Is the country. Their languages and their nationality and language is Colombian. Colombian. Nationality and language. Moving on to our next country, which is Croatia. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and fix it. Croatia. And Croatia is the country of Croatia. Their nationality is Croat or Croatian. So I'm going to go ahead and write that. Croat or Croatian. Croatian. That is the nationality. And their language is Croatian. Croatian. That is their language. Moving on to my next country. It's Cuba. Cuba. That is the country. Cuban. Excuse me, is their nationality. And their language is Spanish. Spanish. Sorry about that. Is their language. So the country is Cuba, the nationality is Cuban, and their language is Spanish. This is one of those countries that have a language which is an exception. So it's Spanish. Moving on to our next country is Cyprus. Cyprus. And Cyprus is the country. The nationality is Cypriot. Cypriot. Nationality. And their languages is also different. There are 3 languages. One of them is Greek, Turkish, and English. And that is their languages. There are 3 languages for Cyprus. Cyprus is a country, the nationality is Cypriot, and their languages are Greek, Turkish, and English. Moving on to our next country is Czech Republic. Sorry about that. Is Czech Republic. That is the country. And Czech is the nationality. And sorry about that, I forgot the H there. Is the nationality and the language. So the country is Czech Republic. The nationality and the language is Czech. Moving on to our next country is Denmark. Denmark. Denmark is the country. Is a country. Danish is the country, and I'm sorry, sorry about that, is the nationality, and language. Moving on to our next country is Dominica. Whoops. Is Dominica. That is a country. The nationality is Dominican. Dominican. That is that is a nationality. And the language is Spanish. Moving on to our next country, excuse me, is Egypt. And Egypt is the country. The nationality is Egyptian. Sorry about that. Is Egyptian. Oops. Is Egyptian. That is the nationality. And the language is Arabic. And that is the language. Moving on to our next country is Finland. Finland is all the way up in, actually it's close to the North Pole, so it's a very cold country. Finland is the country. Finn or Finnish or Finnish, let's say Finnish, is the nationality. And Finnish is the language. Right, moving on to our next country is France. France is in Europe, as we all know, France. That is the country. The language and the nationality are the same. It's French. Nationality and language. So the country is France, the nationality and the language is French. Moving on to our next country is Georgia. Georgia. And that is the country. Oops, sorry about that. Georgia is the country. The language and the nationality is the same here, same as in France. Georgian is nationality and language. Moving on to my next country is Germany. Germany, also winner of this year's World Cup. Germany is the country. German is the nationality. And the language. So, Germany is the country, nationality is German, the language is also German. Moving on to our next country is Greece. Greece. That is the country. Also, they are neighbors with Turkey. Is Greece. Greek. Whoops, sorry about that. Greece is the country. And Greek is the nationality and the language. They are both written the same. Nationality and language. So I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. Greece is the country, Greek is the nationality, Greek is also their language.